for all those details that you have given us over the past 3 hours. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, Ms. Shashwati, as you said, it extends from 240 to all the way to 299 for the NDA. So it is a wide gap that they're swinging.
Yeah, so as you can see in some of the states where we've all expressed surprise to see BJP get the kind of seats. But you have to notice one thing, that the bias of each agency has been consistent throughout. And therefore the difference in seats. Because where an ORG mark is giving the Congress 6 seats, a C voter would give it 0. And that has not happened in one state but time and again.
Yes.
And that is what, that consistency actually is throwing up the kind of numbers. So now this, if the 289 number, if C voter is correct, if the C voter numbers are correct, even if you give them a margin of error of a little bit, you think the NDA is through. Therefore, there isn't much really to talk about. If the ORG mark number is correct, then I think there's plenty of action waiting to happen.
But most of these exit polls are putting NDA in a very, very comfortable position.
See, that is the most consistent factor here. I think there seems to be an element of truth there.
They are the single largest coalition.
Yes. That
Yeah, but within this, what is BJP's number? That is critical.
those are crucial. Yeah.
Those are crucial in terms of giving direction to the government once it is formed on what policies they want to do. If they get 240, it could be one. If they get 270, it could be
And
different.
who they'll align with.
At least you can say that we don't have compulsion of coalition politics and those things which...
So any which way we are looking at an NDA government. However, what kind of NDA government, what are its constituents, who's the leadership of that government, all that depends
there be
upon how
action
these
after
numbers
election?
play out.
Right, and also as far as UPA is concerned, do you think that they'll find it really hard to go beyond the double-digit figure? We'll ask Professor Datta that. Professor Datta, do you think that the UPA will find it hard this time around to maintain that 3-digit figure?
It's quite clear, Shashwati was saying NDA, it's quite likely that India is going to form the government, and so UPA, is history pretty much. People are packing up their offices and ready to move out. One other thing I want to say about exit polls and opinion polls that we've been looking at all these days. If they had given us raw data, if they had told us a little bit more about their methodologies, we would have been able to account for their biases and come up with a more credible, more realistic picture, and that's very hard to do given the kinds of numbers that we are getting right now. So probably on Friday we're going to end up at what ORG mark times now estimates are projecting. That's the raw sense that I have looking at reports and numbers for the past 3 months.
Well, also, and the performance of others, 153 at one point in time, it was touted that it could give a stiff competition to even the NDA, and they are at around 150.
One survey showed 148 for the Congress, 146 for the others.
Yes,
so you can know who's going further from the government, that you know now. If at all that those.
But over a period of time, from the last 20 odd years, these others are the regional parties. Their vote share has been consistently increasing. There is something which the mainstream national parties cannot discount going in the future.
And in this particular year, that others includes Jagan Mohan Reddy, it includes the TRS, okay, players who earlier did not have a significant contribution to that kitty, and it was a part of the Congress kitty. So a lot of these, how the equations change also makes a difference to these broad framework alliances. And the 272 or 289 that you're seeing for the NDA are also 28 splinter groups. So make no mistake, there are lots of these small groups in the Northeast which are a part of that club.
So that is crucial to know how much BJP has got on its own.
So within that, let's see where the BJP number stands on the 16th, and that's really going
Also, since you've bought a BJP number, it's for everyone. What do you think is the number after which Modi will feel, okay,
yes,
I'm comfortable, I can be named as the Prime Minister?
This number does not give Modi any comfort.
Okay. BJP's numbers?
I'd love to know
what do you think is that comfort number?
What do you think is that comfort number?
Well, Modi himself has said it's 272. Then last I was told he's looking for 300. But I think he'll be happy if he gets 240.
Yeah.
Which means BJP gets 240.
240. Plus, you have those old allies
TDP
who will remain with them.
Okay, well, there we have it. 240 is the comfortable number for the BJP. For Modi to feel comfortable is what our panelists believe. Well, Professor Prithvi, if you could add to that, what do you think is the comfortable number for Modi where he can conveniently stake claim for the Prime Ministership?
And I think they're going to be quite happy if they cross 250 because, you know, with that one reasonably medium-sized ally, you know, you're through. Independents are always there to, you know, who can be absorbed into BJP itself directly. So 250, I think, is the bare minimum they're looking at. Anything more than that will be a bonus.
Well, 250 is what minimum NDA would be looking at. Ms. Ashwati, you've been with us tracking opinion polls for several months now. Did you expect such figures for NDA?
The ORG mark figure, yes. The others, no.
Okay, well, with that we've come towards the end of this special broadcast.
I'd just like to add
Yes.
one last thing, if I may, which is while these numbers, you know, are causing our adrenaline to pump and a lot of other things are happening, I don't think we should make the mistake of confusing stability with these numbers. Stability doesn't come out of numbers. Stability does not come out of these kind of numbers. If you ask me, it is still reasonably a fractured mandate. However, it is more kind of bent towards one direction, and that is what is likely to give it stability. Not, you know, the difference between 272 and 289 is not that great.
No, Shashwati, I think the picture would be clear only on 16th, even
Yeah,
for us to talk about stability.
Well, that's right. We brought to you a compilation of numbers which are, of course, the exit polls, but the real numbers will be on the 16th of May. What will be the response of the country? Will it be a comfortable victory for the NDA as well as for Narendra Modi to become the Prime Minister? We'll know that in just a matter of time. With that, it's a wrap on the special broadcast. Thank you all so much for joining us in our studios. Thank you, Professor Datta, for joining us from Mysore and taking your precious time for us.